Happy Monday, everyone. I'm your host, Eric Wall, and this is Jeff.
Hello and
Wow,
welcome,
we went
everybody.
right into that.
So what is this? What are we doing, Eric? What's this show called?
We are doing Backyard Watch. It's a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, music, if that's what Jeff wants to talk about. All the things. We have so many things.
Man, yes, so many things to talk about today. But before we talk about, the first thing to talk about is, in the past week, since we last aired last Monday, Eric, what have you and I been up to? What have you done? What have we done? What have I done?
Ooh.
What's going on, Eric?
Okay, I got one. So a couple weeks ago, my parents bought jet skis. And we were able to take them out, like, I think 2 days out of the weekend, this weekend. Yeah. And I flew, basically, with the jet ski.
Yeah.
It was pretty big. It was a really big wave. So it was real nice, though, too.
Wow, those
What's new
tidal
with
waves.
you, though? What is new with you, though?
Oh my God.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I took my first exam of my summer econ class. Yawn.
Ooh.
And then everyone in the chat goes, yawn. No, it was fine. It was fine. So just been doing it in the summer class. Time's winding down. I have band camp coming up in about 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks till band camp. Do a bunch of marching band. It's nothing like the movie American Pie, I promise. And just have a whole bunch of fun with jolly people, spreading the love and respect, spreading the hype, and marching in really hot weather. That's always fun. Yeah. So that's coming in a couple weeks. Oh man, so excited for that. Realizing school's coming up soon. College begins like late August. It's really counting down, just ticking off the days, man. A little less than a month, 1 month from today, a little bit less than that. School will be back, and some super jolly vibes to look forward to. And but as far as in the past week, I already mentioned the class. For those of you who did not know, Eric and I appeared on a couple podcasts on Channel 1138, other than this one. After we did our show, after we did the Backyard Watch podcast last Monday, we were a guest. We were two guests on a segment of Fandom Fraternity. Sage calls it the E=MC² table. We had jolly vibes, us and the hosts of Fandom Fraternity. We talked about Batman Begins, super dark and broody film, but yet it was so awesome. We had a great discussion. So that capped off our Monday night. Wednesday, for the second week in a row, last Wednesday, I co-hosted the 1138 Nightly News with Ben Hart. Just because I know you all love to hear my voice. Oh yeah. So I had total fun with that. And later that night, I was a guest co-host on Star Wars Wastelands, which both programs were on Channel 1138. It was super jolly. I was laughing my ass off the whole time, having super fun time. Sage and McMahon, they're good guys.
Yeah.
In addition to that, Eric joined us to partake in some trivia matchups. And Eric, how did you do on your Wastelands trivia? The first time ever.
I was able to beat John Mack, and I am now part of I forget the name of the thing.
The Star Wars Wastelands Carry Championship.
Ah, that.
Is that right? The thing we're doing August 2nd. I don't know what that is.
That thing.
It's a big old thing.
Yes,
it's like,
and then we were able to, I guess, play trivia or verse in trivia with.
It was the tag team thing against John Mack and Kenny, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We didn't do so well on that, by the way.
We lost by what, like 2 points, maybe?
Yeah, partially because Eric does not know his Star Wars music.
I don't, apparently.
Apparently.
Considering I thought that the annihilation scene or whatever?
The immolation scene from Revenge of the Sith.
Scene? I thought that was a music video, so apparently I don't know my music of Star Wars.
It's on the DVDs, man.
I don't remember them.
But, I mean, it's all good. Are we doing it again this week? Are we doing another thing? I have no idea.
Are you co-hosting again?
No. As far as I know, Mondo's coming back this Wednesday.
Then I'm unaware of our Wednesday schedule.
Sage will tell us. Sage will tell us tomorrow.
Probably. Or Wednesday.
But yeah, and just the whole past week. I'm in a community band. I had fun with that, playing clarinet. It's totally awesome. And here we are today, Monday, July 24th, 2017. Welcome to the Backyard Watch Podcast. I know I'm saying that 10 minutes into the program. Probably I think it's about 6 minutes on the archive. Whether you're listening to our archive on channel 1138 YouTube page, which I mean, I apologize. I lied last week. I said we were going to have our archive uploaded, but and you go on there right now. It's episode 7's not there. It just happens. Like Eric's telling me like a file got corrupted and like the recording was kind of it was some weird stuff. And like I remember when I was promoting the show on Wastelands, I was talking about our archive and our D23 episode from last week, and I apologize that that's not on the upload. But nevertheless, Eric and I will do our best to make sure that this is on the archive. So if you're listening on the archive on YouTube, thank you very much. Or whether you're listening live on channel 1138 Mixlr, thank you for that too. I mean, really appreciate it. Love and respect. And yeah, this is going to be a crazy week for me. Started off with class today, and now we have the Backyard Watch Podcast. And to end off the day with Fandom Fraternity. Super jolly vibes. So Eric, what would you like to talk about first, if there's nothing else to be said about the past week?
Let's think here. All right.
There's a lot of things going on.
All right. So Microsoft this has nothing to do with our main topic, but Microsoft recently announced that they're shutting down MS Paint.
Microsoft Paint?
Yeah.
So to those who don't know, what is Microsoft Paint?
Oh, Microsoft Paint is a default Windows program that you can use to draw. It's not that good of a program, though I'm surprised that they're shutting it down after so many years.
I mean, but is it really surprising? I mean, in this day and age, there's a lot of photo editing software and applications that allow you to draw and use colorful stuff. And
there's better ones. There's
so you could say it's obsolete, Microsoft. Yeah, I understand.
Personally, I use Photoshop. I feel like that it's the best program out there. And actually, that's my opinion.
I believe was that how our promo for today was made?
Mm-hmm. For the power of Photoshop.
That's on our Facebook page, right? The cool promo thing that's about our topic.
Yes.
I mean, if you're watching on the archive, it'll probably be on the screenshot that we will use for that we have on the YouTube videos. So super jolly vibes. Yeah. So I mean, it stinks that Microsoft Paint's shutting down, but there are other options out there. Yeah. I get it.
So apparently, Best Buy is holding a PlayStation sale for a limited time, which I just found on Facebook.
Whoa. Wow, this is what we do on the Backyard Watch Podcast. Find news while we're broadcasting.
We're kind of like the coupon podcast. Yeah, a couple good games here, like Last of Us.
Whoa, 10 out of 10. I love that game.
Yeah, you could buy it for hold up. Yeah, you could buy it for $12 if you're a Best Buy Gamers Club. I've never heard of that Gamers Club of Best Buy or whatever. But it's like 15 regular. Yep.
It's a nice sale. It's so interesting that video games have such great sales, and like in July, like PlayStation had a big old sale. Amazon Prime had a big old sale.
Yeah, and then Steam usually Theirs usually lasts until July.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Which is over now, so...
Yahoo! More like Yaboo.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to. I had to. That's a very old joke.
Okay. You want to get into our main topic? Or
there's one other thing that I remembered that I found out this morning is... So, on Friday night, last Friday night, I believe the date was July 21st, Walmart's, the big old store Walmart, their website had opened a pre-order for the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. I think the official name is the SNES Classic Mini.
Yeah.
It's sort of the sequel to the NES Classic Mini that came out last year and sold out immediately. Similar things are happening with the SNES Mini. So it was uploaded online, available for pre-order at about like midnight Eastern time. That's like 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on that Friday. And a lot of hardcore gamers and Nintendo fans picked it up, did it for pre-order. Throughout the weekend, I found out that these people, many of their orders have been canceled. Like they have been, Gosh, I apologize, audience. I lost my train of thought for a second. Okay, so like they have been canceled because they claim of credit card limitations or malfunctions, or they just flat out just canceled it, just for whatever. And we found out via news reports today that was a mistake. What Walmart did on Friday night was a mistake, and they weren't supposed to put it up for pre-order yet. It was like a system error or something. Which, and customer service representatives say that they may cancel all of those pre-orders, or they'll just cancel like selective pre-orders. Naturally that would piss off a lot of people. So I'm just curious. Are you still there, Eric?
Yeah, Eric, a little bit.
So, Eric, what do you think of this, about what all this chaos of the SNES Classic?
Oh, it's a terrible decision to allow people to pre-order it, and then they won't be able to get it now. So, yeah, it's terrible business decisions.
I just think, if the supply of the classic, the SNES Classic was increased, if Nintendo could find a way to efficiently create more products without hiking up the price too much, then we wouldn't have such low supply issues. It's because demand is so friggin' high for their product, and a lot of people want these things. When they first made it, they're probably like, oh, this would be like a novelty item, like a collector's thing, only some people will get it. But people are treating it, kind of like it's the next Nintendo console, kind of, the Nintendo Switch. The SNES Classic in the United States, it is $80, and that's the price of many deluxe editions of video games. So it is interesting to see what they're doing with their price. Like $80, it's much more, it's higher cost than the NES Classic. That was $60, way too low in my opinion. But who knows? Any more thoughts about this, Eric?
Not really. I would like to buy it, honestly.
I would too, but to be honest, I would prefer a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know, just because it would have more long-term enjoyment out of me. The SNES Classic I'll play for like a month or two, and then I'll be like, okay, but that's just me. It's different for some people. Someone will probably play it for 3 years, like, whoa, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's some other stuff going on in geeky news, but if you guys want to hear more about this geeky news in about 2 hours and 10 minutes from now, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern and 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on on channel 1138. You're going to have your 1138 nightly news. And I believe the people hosting it is Zach Arnold and McMahon from Wastelands. They're going to host the show, and they're going to talk about all the news going on. So if you want, we're going to devote time to our main topic, San Diego Comic-Con today. But if you want to hear more news, check out 1138 Nightly News later on tonight on channel 1138 Mixler. And if you're listening to the archive, fingers crossed that they'll put it on channel 1138 YouTube. I don't know. They haven't uploaded nightly news on there in some time. So
yeah, have they since the first one?
Like the second one.
Oh,
they upload like
okay.
2.
Well done.
But we're gonna go into our main topic. We're going to go through all the news from San Diego Comic-Con. It's just, Eric, it's this little-known convention that occurred over the past, 4 days? It's kind of minor, not much news going on. But we're going to talk about it today on the BYW Watch Podcast. And just to let you know, at around the top of the hour, in about 40 minutes from now, we will have a special guest join us. He has been on the BYW Watch Podcast before, and he is involved with other shows. He's a huge part of what makes Channel M38 run so smoothly. We're not going to say his name yet, but
it's Steve, the groundhog that runs the whole podcast.
And
every other podcast.
Love and respect, man. Yes, but we'll have our special guest be on at about 40 minutes from now. So to talk more about our topic with us. So I'm going to go turn on my room light for just a second. Eric, let's describe what this topic is. What is San Diego Comic-Con?
All right, San Diego Comic-Con is a convention about nerdy things. It usually, I think it lasts about 4 days normally. Right? 4 days normally for Comic-Con, correct?
What?
Or is it 5? 4 days normally for Comic-Con, correct?
I believe it was 4 days this year.
Okay. Well, Comic-Con consists of movies, TV shows, games sometimes, books, both novels and comic books.
Oh, of course, comic books. You don't call it Comic-Con if there's no comic books.
I mean, that would be just like nothing.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I go to a comic book store every other week, so yeah.
I find mine online, so.
Eric, have you been to San Diego Comic-Con before?
No, but I've
Have you been to Comic-Cons before?
Yes, I've been to the Philadelphia Comic-Con, which isn't that great. It's run by Wizard World.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have not been to San Diego Comic-Con, but I have been to the Motor City Comic-Con up in Detroit.
Oh, really?
Super jolly vibes. Saw some great Star Wars actors there. It was a fun time. It was awesome.
This?
Many years ago. Like I met Carrie Fisher and Daniel Logan, Ray Park, and like a couple other like horror filmmakers, and it was. And nice. In addition to that, it is why I have a whole collection of Star Wars action figures now. I love it so much. Super jolly vibes. It is awesome.
All right,
but I should probably go to the Comic-Con that's in my home city, but for some reason I haven't gone to it. Maybe it'll be different this year. Who knows? I don't know.
All right. Should we get? I'm trying to think. Should we wait to talk about movies and TV show stuff for when our guest comes?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really pay attention to any other book news, but there's a bunch of Star Wars book news, such as I guess I'll wait to say the big one that I'm really excited for.
Well, okay, Eric. I mean, if it's gonna it would be cool. Like, we can talk about some of the subjects. Like,
oh, okay.
Like, it's okay. Like, we can just ask our guest about it later on. It'll be fine.
Right.
I just don't want us to drag on one topic and just try to keep something. You know what I mean?
Then I'll just say the two things that I'm really excited for. So, Mace Windu, Jedi of the Republic, they just showed a glimpse at one of the issues. That was already confirmed. But the big thing that I'm really excited for is the comic adaptation of the Thrawn novel that I'm currently reading right now. And I'm really looking forward to how they adapt some of the characters, because a lot of the characters were in Outbound Flight.
I read that
Yeah.
novel years ago. Great novel.
Yeah, a lot of that has been brought into canon because of Thrawn. I'm just wondering how they'll like depict it this time around, because it will be a little different. Like, probably the stormtroopers will be actual stormtroopers instead of stormtrooper armor, then a clone trooper helmet. Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool too, man. That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's basically all that I'm excited for, comics wise, from Comic-Con. I got another one. I'm actually excited for this too. Yes, excited. I'm actually excited for this. I'm hype about it.
Hype? Wait, we're not at the hype factor yet.
Oh, we're not. This is a little bit of a hype factor. So I really like the fact that for DC, they're crossing Watchmen and the like steady line of DC, like even more than they were for like pre-Rebirth. Yeah. So that's
interesting. Yeah, I've been reading the Rebirth comics ever since they began over a year ago.
Yeah. Nice.
I just love the fact that Detective Comics and Action Comics have their original numbering, which means we're going to get close to Action Comics issue 1000. This series that has been going on since 1934. I probably got the year wrong,
but I think it's 32, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But it's fascinating that this series will keep going. Just keeps going, and I love it. Seeing Lex Luthor as an ally. Holy crap, man! Oh my gosh! hype! Yep. But sorry, I haven't read too much of the Rebirth comics. I'm being picky with them. College budget.
I'm telling you, you should start reading some of them online at least. Like the ones that that you won't really care about as much, but you still want to read, I would say probably find them online.
Like the Batman series or Suicide Squad or something. Yeah. Harley Quinn. That sounds good. But you know me, Eric. I like physical comics.
Yeah. So, have you seen some of the trailers that have been released from Comic-Con?
Not much. I saw 2 yesterday. I apologize. I did not watch that much, but so the first Comic-Con thing I ever watched was a recap, like an hour-long recap video from someone in the video game industry who is very experienced and very jolly with it. This is the editor-in-chief of Easy Allies, Brandon Jones. He was also the founder of GameTrailers.com when he created that in 2002. And obviously that site's shut down. They're now Easy Allies. But him and his wife, they both went to San Diego Comic-Con, and afterwards, like on Saturday night, they live streamed like a reaction to it, and he was just talking about a lot of these movie trailers that came out and these panels, and just the massive amount of video games that he played. There were quite a few video games there. I think the Life is Strange Season 2 from Telltale Games was there. Kind of sorry, my brain's kind of going into a blue mess right now. Like Nintendo games like Splatoon 2 and ARMS and Mario Kart 8, even though they're all public, you can play them now. But and there are like a couple other like independent games, and it's just pretty cool to see. Like they live streamed their reactions like from their hotel room. So it's pretty cool to have an up close and personal view of, well, not a view, but like a reaction about San Diego Comic-Con. I thought that was pretty cool. So that was the first Comic-Con thing I viewed. The next thing I did was I watched 2 trailers, and I subsequently showed them to my mom because they were both really awesome. The first one was the trailer this trailer number 2 to the Lego Ninjago movie. Have you heard of this movie, Eric?
Yes, I have. And I'm really excited for this movie, actually.
Have you seen this trailer?
Yes. Yes, I have.
I will admit I was a little skeptical about it. When I first heard about the movie, I thought, oh, it's just going to be like a side film. It won't be as good as the Lego movie. And that was my first reaction. You know, and I didn't know much about Ninjago. Like, I'm not a Ninjago fan. I'm a diehard Batman fan. So, you know, I was like, oh, this won't be as good as Lego Batman, you know, the movie that came out earlier this year. But but looking at this trailer, like, holy cow, the humor's top notch. This is high budget, man. It was super jolly vibes, a lot of jokes, and they even had a live action cat in the trailer. Meow.
That was probably the funniest thing that I've seen, and
I like how
I couldn't stop laughing at it.
I'm gonna keep laughing. like all the Lego figurines that were there when they first saw the cat, it was like this big towering thing, but the Legos, they were like, aww, and then the cat like just patted down building, like just knocked down the building, and they're like, ah, going into chaos mode, going into battle. Although I doubt they're going to beat the furs. Those are some strong furs on that cat, man. But, sorry, I was going on a tangent there. But it was a super jolly trailer. If you all have the time to view it, the Lego Ninjago movie trailer number 2. That was the first official trailer I saw. And the second one that I also watched yesterday was, and I know you better be really hyped for this, Eric. This is the trailer to Justice League.
You know, I thought that you were going to say... Something else.
Something else. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I have this Minute Maid fruit punch that I'm drinking. It's my cup of Jeff for the night.
Cup of Jeff. Good job. We're going to need that later on, which I guess we'll announce later. The Lego Ninjago movie looks really good. You know who's playing the Master or whatever, right?
Oh crap! Jackie Chan.
It is.
Oh my God.
Yes. He's perfect for that role. Considering I did watch Ninjago a little bit as a kid.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I did a little bit. I don't watch it now, of course. I don't find them enjoyable. But yeah, he's a really good fit for that character. And then the Justice League trailer.
Hold on. Let's go back to Ninjago for a second. I apologize, Eric. They showed some of the cast, the main cast of the Lego Ninjago movie. One of them is Olivia Munn.
Yes.
Former video game journalist who worked at G4. Now that was interesting.
And also Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's really cool.
Who else was on the cast? Do you remember? Anyone notable?
Justin Theroux. Theroux? I forget how to pronounce his last name. I don't know who he plays. Hold up. Also, David Franco is in it.
I've heard that name.
I'm trying to think of a movie that you've seen him in.
Probably none of them.
Have you watched Neighbors?
I've heard of it, and he is in that movie.
Yes, he's in that movie.
But it's all right. It's all right. It's okay that we don't remember.
No, I was going.
Just look at the trailer. It's all in the trailer. Yeah. Lego Ninjago movie.
Looks really
jolly
fun.
Vibes. I'll be surprised if our guest talks about it in half an hour. I mean, I'm just
That'd
gonna
be awesome.
Like, whoa, you like Legos? But you were going to talk about the Justice League trailer. I apologize for interrupting.
Let's get into that because.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of people think that Green Lantern's in it. I just want to point this out real quick.
I haven't seen him.
Oh, okay. So it's not Green Lantern. I'll tell you. Okay. I'll tell you in a minute.
I know there's going to be a Green Lantern Corps movie coming out.
I think in 2020 maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that people keep on pointing out and saying, "Hey, that's Green Lantern." It's the green light bulb underneath of the Batwing. Isn't that something? Isn't that
That's Green
something?
Lantern.
That's Green Lantern. No, it's not. And then okay, so who do you think is at the end of the trailer? Because it's pretty obvious who it is.
Superman.
I was gonna say. I was gonna
Robin?
say.
Nightwing?
Yeah, Robin.
Nightwing. Oh my God.
Wait.
Nightwing.
I'm trying to. I was going to say Space
this is
Ghost.
what we know about Robin in the DC Extended Universe.
I'll get
some
into
iteration
this.
of Robin is dead, confirmed in Batman v Superman.
It's confirmed that it's Jason Todd.
It is Jason Todd. Okay.
Yes. And then Dick Grayson is getting his own movie.
Oh, we're gonna see Nightwing in Justice League, and it's gonna be a tease to the Nightwing movie. Oh my God, it's gonna be like Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman, and then got Wonder Woman. Oh my, sorry guys, I'm geeking out right now. This is awesome.
They haven't said if he's going to be in Justice League, but Joss Whedon has confirmed that he's going to be in his Batgirl movie.
He's directing a Batgirl movie?
Did you not know this?
I've been out of the loop with the DC Extended Universe.
This is like a couple months now.
You know,
Jeff.
I don't remember stuff. Eric.
Well, good on you.
Good on you?
Yeah. Did you... Okay, real quick. Have you seen Kingsman?
Yes, The Secret Service. Great film.
Yes.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so I heard
I know there's a movie coming up.
I heard about the trailer for Kingsman, so I was like, maybe I should watch Kingsman.
Okay.
Yeah, go watch that real quick.
I will watch that right now.
I'll explain this. So, I saw that there's going to be a Kingsman 2, which I kind of was like, okay, I didn't watch the first one. So, and then there was like, hey, there's going to be a trailer. Then I'm like, maybe I should just watch Kingsman. I watched Kingsman the other night. I think Kingsman is a great movie.
Yeah, action heavy.
Yeah.
You know, it's... Sorry, keep talking a little more. I'm watching the trailer right now.
Yep. I think that the cast is perfect. Like, they really play off each other. It's really funny.
So, what I'm seeing so far, I like the action that's in there. And there's a lot of explosions going on.
What else? So, I know that it's also kind of based off the comic book The Secret Service, but it's very minor with the things. Mark Hamill's in it. I know that. Mark Hamill's in both.
Using slow motion, like transition, like action scene.
Yeah. You're lagging a bit, probably because you're watching the video and all. Let's think here. Sam Jackson is a really good villain.
Is he back in this film?
No. I won't spoil the ending. Yeah. The premise is really good, too. The plot of what they're trying to stop. I'm trying not to spoil anything just in case, because people do watch this on the show archive, so... And
I know.
Yep. What else? I'm just trying to stall.
So I just saw at the end of the trailer, like a suitcase gun and like an umbrella, like the rocket launcher or something, kind of like.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like you got the Joker and the Penguin side by side. Hype.
Yeah, and that. I'm trying not to say spoilers because I know that people still haven't seen Kingsman. Go watch Kingsman if you haven't watched Kingsman.
It's on Netflix, correct?
Is it?
I thought it was.
I got it through other means.
Yeah, just get it on Blu-ray. You know, it's been out for a while. I saw it in theaters. It was a jolly time.
They also released Ready Player One. That is
that's a Spielberg, right?
Yes.
It's about video games.
He's the perfect. Wow. He's the perfect person for this movie.
When I saw the reactions from Brandon Jones, he talked a lot about this movie, and it was very fascinating. Like, it's going through like what would happen if these companies worked together. You know, if they went away from their competitive manners and just started cooperating and tried new things. If PlayStation and Xbox worked together, you know, what would happen?
Apparently, people have seen the Iron Giant in Ready Player One which I did not see him in it.
I apologize for my ignorance. What is the Iron Giant?
You've never seen the Iron Giant. All right,
Eric,
Jeff.
I'm uncultured. I'm uncivilized. I'm so uncivilized, as Obi-Wan would say.
So
what is the Iron Giant?
Iron Giant is about a... Oh, God, now I'm trying to explain the plot of Iron Giant. Iron Giant is a movie starring Vin Diesel as the Iron Giant. The Iron Giant crashes to Earth and then meets a boy. It's kind of like E.T., except if E.T. is a 20-story robot.
So Crash Bandicoot, is that what you're talking about? Crash?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
The DeLorean's in it from Back to the Future. Have you seen
Nice.
Back to the Future?
Wow, that's a nice reference. Yeah.
Have you seen Back to the Future, Jeff?
Yes, I have. I have seen that movie.
You are cultured, at least a little bit. Here, let's read down some of the list too. You watched Hey Arnold as a kid, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Ooh,
So-
I just got an email from Warner Brothers Pictures. Watch the new teaser for Ready Player One.
I think they want you to
knows
watch
me.
it now.
It knows me too well. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the revival movie that they're making, which I did not know how to sneak peek rather. So I might watch that later on. Yeah. New Saw movie trailer. Never really watched Saw as a kid. Oh, here we go. I forgot I wanted to talk to you about this. What is this movie called again?
What's it about, Eric?
Bright. I said Bite. Bright. Did you hear about this movie? It's a Netflix movie about humans and orcs and fairies and all. But here's the kicker. I think it's Los Angeles. Either way, it's in modern day.
Okay.
And it stars Will Smith as a human cop and then Joel Edgerton as an orc.
Dang.
So, this looks pretty cool. It looks different. I don't think anyone's really like put orcs into modern day. It's always usually like medieval stuff. And yeah. Here, let's see.
So, Eric, before we move on, there's this interesting question I see in the Mixlr chat. Right. So, for those of you listening in the archive, we'll answer this before we go on to more trailers. It's talking about how George Lucas wrote his own script for the sequel trilogy, for the Star Wars sequel trilogy, episodes 7, 8, and 9. We know that Lucasfilm took a look at his script after George Lucas sold Star Wars and Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm kind of scrapped his script. They didn't really use it. So Spears Ronald in the chat is asking if we will ever see George Lucas's version into the actual movies. Or like whether it's through the movies or through novels or something like that. I say no, just because of copyright, because George Lucas does not have the rights to post about Star Wars. He does not own it, and it would be, you got to remember, everything that is posted now with Star Wars, novels, comics, they have to be 100% canon. And George Lucas's version will create canonical problems with the episode 7, the real episode 7, 8, and 9.
Right.
So it's not just because of copyright. While that is one of the reasons, another, if we will see it, if we ever do see it, it would be like George Lucas writing it and like changing some elements, changing the characters and elements of it that make it seem like Star Wars. And it's not just because of the copyright that Lucasfilm would never use George's version. It's also because crap, I lost my train of thought. It's also because I got it. It's also because it is canon, and like everything that's new in Star Wars is canon, and this would contradict canon, which would make plot holes, and I don't think Star Wars fans want to see those kind of things,
Yeah.
You have any additional thoughts on that, Eric?
I got a counter argument for that. Are you familiar with Infinites?
They haven't done those in years though.
Yeah, but I would say if they ever do want to adapt George Lucas's version of Episode 7 through 9, they would do Infinites. It wouldn't be canon, and they would have to state that right away for people that don't know what Infinites is. This is not canon. This has nothing to do with the overall Star Wars universe. And then you go right into it, and then I would treat this like how they treated the Star Wars comic series, which is a great series. I love that series. I have a really big book about it. And just adapting it into comic book form.
Okay, yeah. So what were we talking about? Bright?
Bright. It's by David Ayer. It's a Netflix original, I guess you could say. And it comes out, I think, at like the end of this year, which I don't understand why. Like, because this movie has had a trailer for a while now. I don't understand why so many like Netflix shows have trailers earlier than movies do. Does that make sense? Like,
kind of.
I don't know. I would think that Netflix would have like a trailer like maybe a week in advance or like a month in advance, but not like whole years maybe. Which they do sometimes.
Well, they do that with video games too.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I guess it's more to like drum up hype.
Hype.
I did that on purpose for you.
Yes.
Did you know that there was a Thor Ragnarok trailer?
Yes, but I did not see that. Ugh.
It's kind of like the same trailer overall, but
a lot of Loki, shots. A lot of Thor.
A lot of Loki, a lot of Thor. Hulk talks like in full sentences now, which is pretty cool. Very comic accurate, I guess. I really hope that they have him say Hulk smash, which would make my day. Yeah.
Hulk smash. That almost hurt my throat.
Were you able to watch the? Yeah, you weren't able to watch the Avengers Infinity War.
I'm not
trailer,
watching
right?
it until Marvel officially releases it.
But Jeff,
I don't want to see it in low quality. It's bad, Eric.
Jeff,
gotta see it the way it was intended to, with the full 4K HD. It'll probably be 1080p, not 4K, but
Probably. Then never mind for that, because it's a really good trailer. Okay.
I'm glad it's really good.
So, going back to Thor, because I forgot to mention this, do you know who Surtur is at all, or no?
No.
Okay, well, Surtur is basically like the god that will bring about Ragnarok.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of the Thor Ragnarok trailer, you see Hulk jumping and about to try to punch Surtur, who's probably, I want to say, 50 times bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's that. Michelle Pfeiffer is going to be Janet Van Dyne, the original Wasp.
Oh, from the same character that'll be in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Mm-hmm. No, well, the original Wasp. Hope Van Dyne. who is the daughter of her and Ant-Man, is the Wasp. What else? I'll bring that up in a second. Oh yeah. So about the Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think it's a really good idea having both of them take center stage, because having both of them as opposed to just having Ant-Man is a really good like introduction for the Wasp to be in the MCU. More prevalent than how she was in the first Ant-Man movie. And yeah, I'm really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Super hype, yes.
Yeah, super hype.
Super.
Did you hear about the Captain Marvel news at all?
I know there's going to be a Captain Marvel movie, and that she's going to be in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yes, she is. Do you want me to tell you like the...
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be taking place in the 90s. Nick Fury is going to be one of the stars of the movie with two eyes.
Is Sam Jackson playing Fury?
I believe so. That's what I've been hearing from reports. Yeah. Jackson will travel to Atlanta to begin filming his parts for Captain Marvel on January 8th, 2018.
Nice.
Yeah. So they'll probably DH him.
Designated hitter.
Now the question is, do they create... Have you seen Pulp Fiction before?
Parts of it, yes.
Okay. Well, you know that he has an afro in the 90s.
Yes. Do you think he'll have an afro in this movie?
I hope he has an afro in this movie. Be awesome if you just have Nick Fury. Like, same getup and all, except without the eye patch because he'll have two eyes by then. Maybe that's what happens.
Yeah.
He gets his hair off, and then the eye patch, like, comes up. But, another big thing is that the Skrulls are going to be the main villains.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Super Skrull.
They won't have Super Skrull.
Yes. I love the Super Skrull in Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
They won't have him, Jeff. They won't.
Eric, no.
You didn't hear me say won't?
No.
They won't have him in name because...
In name.
Yeah. So, what I found out recently, or within like the hour, James Gunn confirmed this, that that some of the Skrulls...
The Guardians?
No. Some of the Skrulls are co-owned. But, like, certain things like the Super Skrull and, like, other, like, actual, like, named Skrulls are a part of Fox. Like, Fox owns the rights to
20th Century Fox. Oh.
Yeah. So, yep, that's it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Have you seen the poster for Avengers? Infinity War?
I think so.
The one with Thanos in the middle, and...
Yes.
Okay.
Can't wait to when we get... If Sage ever branches out Wastelands trivia to geeky trivia instead of just Star Wars trivia, can't wait to hear all the questions about Marvel posters.
Well... just the posters.
Study up, Eric. Study.
Nothing about the movies, just the posters.
Just the posters, yep.
I don't remember posters.
And the old video games.
Yep. So I don't like the look of Thanos in that, at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he different from how he's been seen in previous MCU films?
Yeah, he doesn't have his helmet on, and it just looks like that he got out of bed and then went to go kill the Avengers, or try to kill the Avengers rather.
It's like saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna get the Avengers."
Yeah, that's all I got. Not a lot from San Diego Comic-Con in hindsight.
That's a lot. It's a lot, Eric.
I mean, yeah. There's a new Rick and Morty trailer.
So let's talk about that. I know you love Rick and Morty, Eric. Feel free to talk about what you want to talk about.
I was going to talk about that through our famous segment.
What about it, Eric?
Okay, sure.
Throughout. Okay.
Yeah.
Famous segment. Gotcha. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't get that for a moment.
Yeah, that's
later on in the show. We'll hear more about Rick and Morty.
There was a Pacific Rim 2 teaser that has John Boyega as. Did you watch Pacific Rim?
No, sorry.
That's not a big deal.
John Boyega's in everything. Earlier today on Facebook, I saw him in an ad for the Detroit movie.
Yes, that looks really cool. I think that movie was made before The Force Awakens, though, and they're just now
getting it finished.
Yeah,
getting the funds for it.
Yes. Hold up. Is this the movie that I'm thinking of? Or maybe John Boyega was in a movie before then? Wait. I was thinking of Imperial Dreams. That was also not... that was released recently. And was filmed in 2014. Or it originally premiered in 2014, but never premiered to the general public. Yeah. Just trying to figure out ways to
let's see. Well, so let's talk about Avengers Infinity War for a few minutes.
Okay.
So Eric, we've seen hints about this movie for many years throughout a lot of Marvel Cinematic Universe films, starting with the Avengers, where we saw Thanos in the end credits scene. That was pretty dark and ominous. It's not jolly at all. Super dark and broody. What is this, Batman? No, but it's so interesting. We're seeing Thanos more and more. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in the end credits for Avengers: Age of Ultron. He's in the upcoming video game Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game. And now we're seeing more things about Avengers Infinity War. You said earlier, Eric, that you don't like Thanos' appearance. That you're like, it's like the helmet, it's weird. Why do you think it's weird for Thanos to look a little different?
Because most other iterations, including most of the MCU appearances that he has his helmet on. He has his entire armor.
What do you think that represented for him?
I think. Wait, before or after he took it all off? Or not all off, but most of it.
What was your impression like when you first saw him? Like with that helmet and armor? What did it make you feel like, oh, he's going to get him or something?
I just felt like that he looked pretty cool.
I mean, I felt like he was preparing to beat up some Avengers.
Yeah, but now that I think about it even more, I feel like that it's kind of symbiotic, symbolic of what he's going to do. He's going to take out some people without even trying, without all of his armor. So I just hope that they don't keep him like that. Because I've just seen a lot of people complain about it, and I want Thanos to be his full form, basically. Especially because now he's going to have every single piece of the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
I think it's kind of crazy that he has it. How did he get it?
The gauntlet itself?
All the pieces.
Okay.
Was it a plot line from the previous films? That something happened in the film?
Okay, so he had the Mind Stone that was in Loki's staff, and then Vision has it in his forehead now. he had that one already. He gave it to Loki. Loki lost it in order to try to get the Space Stone, which was the Tesseract, the cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to do that. The Collector has the Aether that is from Thor: The Dark World. The Nova Corps has the Power Stone? Yes, the Power Stone that was in the orb from Guardians of the Galaxy. Soul Stone, we don't know yet. Time Stone is in the Eye of Agamotto. With
man.
That's in I forget Doctor Strange's place. Not the Sanctum Sanctorum, but
that is his place though.
Yeah, but the place that he was training at.
With his master, the Ancient One.
Yes.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I forget.
I know
too.
in the comics it's called the Orb of Agamotto.
Yes. No, wait. No, it's the Eye of Agamotto. Or Agamotto.
It is in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I know that.
Oh, is it?
In the video game, yeah.
So, I'm really wondering... Well, not wondering. I think they already confirmed that the last piece of the Infinity Stone... the Infinity Gauntlet is going to be in Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, super hyped about that film.
So, do you want to know what like everyone's theory is?
Go ahead.
They keep on saying that it's in Heimdall, who's able to see everyone's like place.
Heimdall.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, it's Karmatage, the Doctor Strange place. That's where the Eye of Agamotto is.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either in Heimdall or Hela has it, who's the villain in Ragnarok.
Man, we're gonna be stuck in a whirlwind once you see Infinity War. We're not gonna understand everything. So many things going on.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Infinity War though. Like I'm looking forward to Infinity War more than I'm looking forward to other movies. Just because I'm really ready to see like the Guardians of the Galaxy interact with everyone else.
Yeah, they haven't really interacted with anyone else in the MCU, have they?
Yeah, except for nobody.
Except for nobody. I mean, I'm super hyped for this film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of Marvel, I should really see Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes. So then we can talk with other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. I was supposed to be on IPC Friday to talk about Homecoming. Though I wasn't feeling good on Friday, so I wasn't able to.
You're supposed to spread the word about our great show.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I was not feeling well.
Haven't heard anything from our special guest yet. So we'll see when he comes on. I told him to call you when he's ready to go. I want to say, like, will you be on soon, but I don't want to nag.
Yeah. Oh, there was also a new Inhumans trailer.
The TV show?
Yes, that looks terrible.
Oh, damn.
Well, it doesn't... I don't know. It looks okay.
Is it related to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes, it is also in the
Nice.
MCU. Real quick, I just want to point this out. So, we have Defenders coming out in August.
On Netflix.
Yes. Inhumans coming out early December... December 1st in theaters, in IMAX theaters, and then on September 29th for ABC. And then that's going to be a weekly show. And then in November, we'll have Punisher. And then sometime in early 2018, we'll have Cloak and Dagger. And then New Warriors is coming out sometime in 2018. We also have Punisher coming out in not Punisher.
And are we having season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4... Or is it 5?
Whatever season, yeah.
Season, real season put right here. Yeah.
I just don't know.
Then that comes out in early 2018.
I'm still trying to look for season 3 on Blu-ray. They haven't released it in the West, so. I think it is season 5.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's coming out in early 2018 also.
I'm gonna check the tape on that.
Yeah, but I don't know. All these Marvel shows are coming out that also tie into the MCU. And that's not even counting the Marvel shows or Marvel show now, I guess you could say, that ties into X-Men, which has been getting a lot of press recently. Gifted. Yeah.
Oh, The Gifted. So it'll be on Fox.
Yeah. I don't know when that comes out.
It is season 5, season 5 coming January 2018.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a very late start. Well, less breaks.
The reason why they're doing that is because Inhumans.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, except for the Daredevil. The Ghost Rider stuff. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired right now.
I'm tired too, Eric. I feel you.
So, a couple of people are announced, or rather have been announced for The Gifted. I thought it was just Gifted, but it's The Gifted, apparently. They have Thunderbird. I don't know who that is. Never heard of him? Yes. It's a he. Okay. So they also have Blink, who was... Did you watch X-Men Days of Future Past?
Parts of it.
Okay. Either way, she's the one at the beginning and parts of, like, the middle that could, like, make portals and then teleport people wherever.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the last one is Polaris, who's normally...
Oh, the X-Men.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you know who her father is?
Oh, crap. Cyclops. No. Oh, it's not Charles Xavier. I know that.
Think about the name. Yes.
Wow. I thought Scarlet Witch was Magneto's daughter for a moment. Like, wait.
Well, she is, or rather, it's implied now. It's not even like a whole thing. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. So, yeah. I'm wondering if they'll have her be Magneto's daughter.
I hope so. But it would be cool if they tried something new. You never know.
Well, she shares the same name and same abilities, so.
Wow. That's some deep stuff, Eric. Having Polaris in the game. All that would make everything better would be if Patrick Stewart returned as Charles Xavier.
Yes, and
it'd make my dream come true.
Well, Sirs, I guess now. Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen would be awesome to have in this movie. Show.
It's all the same. Come on.
Yeah.
It's all a show.
I'm still like, why didn't they make Legion? Because Legion isn't actually connected for some reason to X-Men. I don't know why though.
I think he would be.
Yeah. I haven't watched Legion yet, though it's only like 8 episodes. And I feel like I'm going to watch it before the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So. Just learning about new things now.
Love it.
Oh, they also... I forgot to talk about this when we were talking about more DC stuff. That Ben Affleck isn't leaving.
That's Batman, yeah. I
yeah.
believe last week we heard rumors about that or something.
Yeah, and I didn't believe him to begin with. But now they also did confirm that the Flash movie is going to be titled Flashpoint.
In the DCEU?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm wondering maybe they might get rid of some people. And maybe they'll bring back some other people, like Jimmy Olsen.
Just bring everyone back.
Now that I think about it, if they do... If it is like an entire adaptation of Flashpoint, then they could introduce new things like maybe Red Hood being being a person. I don't know what else. They could just recast some people.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you have the same person play something for many decades, they're going to get old.
Yeah.
So if you want to reboot it, make him younger, you got to get a younger actor.
Yep.
Like, obviously, Mark Hamill can't play a young Luke Skywalker right now, you know?
Yeah, and that's why they changed the story to have him in it.
Speaking of, did Star Wars have anything going on at Comic-Con?
Other than the books, no. Not that I know of, at least.
No panels or anything?
Maybe we could ask our
Is our guest on?
I don't know yet.
He doesn't look like he is.
Nope.
We'll ask him in a moment.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, just wait. They also talked about new animated films that are coming out, which I'm not that impressed about.
Oh. Why not?
It's The Death of Superman, which they've already adapted into an animated film, which was like the first animated film that...
Was it Superman Batman
DC
Apocalypse?
did. Yes. Or no, it isn't. But, okay, we have our guest.
Hype! So...
Did this not... What the hell?
What's wrong, Eric?
Let's... weird. Call failed. Huh.
Oh, dear.
Tries to add person into call. You see, this is the problem with Skype.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to restart the call then real quick. See, Skype's a little messed up sometimes. Busy. Okay, you're here now, and our guest isn't. Dang it, this person.
What happened, Eric?
Whoops. Did he join it and I tried to click on it? Okay. Alright.
He's about to send me something. So give me a Facebook message to see what he says. Oh, he says he's trying to call you right now.
Okay. Alright.
So just let him call you.
Alright.
And then if you have to rearrange the call, just, do what you gotta do.
You see, I don't like using Skype all that often.
Why not?
I don't know, Skype doesn't like me, okay? That's what I've realized within, the past, 3 years. That Skype just hates me. Right?
Is it that Skype hates you, or is it that you hate Skype?
After group call. Did it work now? Okay. Alright.
Sounds like we have him. So,
we have him.
Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to the BYW Podcast, we have our special guest here to continue talking about San Diego Comic-Con with Eric and I. He's been on this show many times before. I believe this is his third or fourth episode that he's been on. It's a record for a guest. Love it. He is the host of the Star Wars Underworld podcast, and he is an extreme contributor to the StarWarsUnderworld.com website. Super jolly dude, and I really hope he hosts Late Night Cantina again on Thursday nights. That was super jolly. Please do that again. We have the great Chris Sequel on the line. Chris, how are you doing on this amazing Monday?
I'm so hyped to be here, Jeff and Eric. It's so jolly. Yes.
Oh man, what have you been up to in the past few weeks since you've last been on the show?
Let's see. I went down to VidCon. Went down there for a day. Met up with some YouTubers. I went to D23, the Disney convention, last week. That was pretty lit. I got to see a bunch of stuff that apparently no one else has seen. So I can definitely fill you in on what I saw there. I did not actually go to San Diego, unlike some of the people from this channel, because I had my cousin's wedding to attend back on the East Coast. However, I did see a few of the trailers that came out of San Diego, and I'm very hyped to talk about them.
Hype. Yeah, just a disclaimer to those of you listening. We did try to get guests who were at Comic-Con. I tried to get a couple hosts from the channel, see if they could come on, but unfortunately they were not available. They were they're busy with stuff, doing other things for the channel, or they're
still at Comic-Con.
One of the hosts that I talked to he said he was flying home during this time from San Diego. Yeah. It kind of stinks, but either way, we're happy to have a jolly dude, Chris, here. And I know our topic is San Diego Comic-Con, but I think we should talk a little more about D23. You were not able to be on our episode last week, but we were wondering, there were a lot of good stuff that was premiered there. So what did you think of it, Chris?
Well, I'll talk about just the stuff that I saw that no one else saw. I mean, you all saw the Star Wars Land stuff.
And the behind-the-scenes reel.
The behind-the-scenes reel and all that stuff. Yeah, all great. But the cool stuff that I saw was I saw a bunch of previews for future Disney films, which, included Marvel as well. So, I mean, just to get straight to the one that everybody is dying to see is that Infinity War preview teaser. Which, to my knowledge, still has not been released.
Is this the same as what they showed at Comic-Con last weekend?
I think it was the one that was leaked, maybe.
Okay, Eric, you saw the leaked one, right?
I saw the leaked one. From what I can tell, it's the same trailer that they gave the description to on a lot of news sites about the one shown at D23.
Yeah, so I basically saw that trailer at D23, and then you guys saw a leaked version of it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. To see Thanos finally get into the mix, and did they? Here's an interesting question. Because I actually haven't looked up the leaked trailer. Did they show the bit about? With the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought that was pretty cool to finally see the Guardians come into the rest of the MCU.
Yeah, I've always felt in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that the Guardians it felt separate from everything else going on. Obviously you have your references occasionally. You have Stan Lee, of course.
Yes.
But, that was cool at the end of Volume 2 where you saw the Watchers. That was pretty cool. But other than that, there wasn't really a connection. It wasn't like Spider-Man Homecoming where you have Tony Stark in there talking to Spider-Man. I'm very fascinated to see how the Guardians can be integrated within the Infinity War plot.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, and seeing more of Spider-Man and what's the official name for that suit? I've heard a few people call it something.
I kind of don't want to say it because somebody here has not watched Spider-Man.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, all right. So there's something special that happens in Spider-Man. So
it's kind of a good thing that you didn't watch the trailer.
Chris, we will have a future episode about Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, and I've yet to see that yet, but hopefully I will have a chance. Yeah, no, there's been so many movies this summer. That's the one that I haven't gotten to yet. I just saw Dunkirk today. I'm going to see Valerian soon. I
heard that Valerian was terrible.
Yeah, but I like Cara Delevingne, so I kind of have to see it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Anyway,
was Dunkirk though? Real quick.
But Dunkirk was pretty good. It wasn't like the best World War II movie I've seen, but it wasn't the worst either. Like it was kind of just like okay.
You think it's up there with Saving Private Ryan? Like
it's not as good as Saving Private Ryan. It's not.
It's Saving Private.
Saving Private Ryan is like one of the best movies ever. Like and it's like not my favorite genre, so like I don't talk about it a lot, but I can recognize that within the war movie genre, it's tops.
Now, real quick, have you way off topic again?
Yeah.
Have you seen Fury before?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay, I was gonna ask where would you put it in like line with that?
Well, I'll watch Fury and then
I'll watch Fury.
Yeah, I don't think that's one of the ones I haven't seen. So, but yeah, it was still a good movie. It was still worth going to. Like it kind of had a unique vibe to it. It was kind of different than a lot of movies. I mean, you can get that from the previews too. So, it's worth watching, but it's not like I give it like maybe like an 8.5 out of 10. Solid movie.
Not bad.
But yeah, so anyway, back to SDCC and D23. Like, yeah, the Marvel trailer just absolutely rocked it. Everybody freaked out. I guess I'm glad it leaked, but it's kind of stupid. Like, because it's like, why not just release it in good quality if you know everybody's going to see it anyway?
Yeah.
Like, the second it leaked, they should have immediately released it in good quality. Because once something goes up on the internet, there's no coming back. It's people are going to download it. They're going to re-upload it. Like, there's no way you can put the cat back in the bag or whatever.
If it's out there, you can't just take it away.
So I'm like, why not have people have their first experience seeing something from this movie be as good as possible and high quality as possible? So that's a little strange that Marvel did that. But
yeah, it's just weird that it's like it hasn't even been released. Usually what film studios do when something's leaked and it's well known like this is that they just release the official trailer, just get it out there as soon as possible.
It's not even like a clip or anything. It's like just a trailer. Like,
it's like a teaser,
people are going to see it anyway.
Lost Jedi.
It's not like it's something new either. It's the Avengers, and the only thing that's different is there's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, there's not a lot new in it. It's just kind of what the characters are doing or maybe wearing or whatever. And the thing is, like, we're gonna see a trailer eventually, either this one or something else within a few months, I'm sure. So it's like, it's weird that they're making people wait to see it in good quality. It's kind of strange. So, but anyway, moving on from that. What I did see that I don't believe has leaked is the first scene of the Lion King movie.
No, that has not leaked yet.
Yeah.
Or at least from what I could find, no.
Wow.
I don't think so. Because, they only showed it at D23. I don't think that was shown at Comic-Con. So at D23, I guess they were a little bit more careful with the with people's phones. Like, they made people turn it off and put it in a bag. So, so that's why that stuff didn't leak, I think. But Lion King, that looked really good. Like, I mean, it's the kind of same style of, CGI as the Jungle Book film. But obviously, I think most people would consider Lion King to be a better film than Jungle Book, I think.
Yes.
So it's much cooler. It's kind of like Jungle Book was like the test run. Like, okay, let's start with Jungle Book, see how it goes. And it went well. I won an Oscar, I think, for special effects. So now it's time to do the movie that everybody really likes, that you can't screw up. And it's so far from the first minute or two or whatever that I saw, it was kind of like that, Circle of Life intro thing. It looks fantastic. Like, it looks really, really, really great.
Wow.
So
awesome.
that was really cool. Some other less notable things that we were shown. We were shown some previews for A Wrinkle in Time, which was interesting. We saw some stuff from. There's going to be a Nutcracker movie based on the play.
I heard about that.
Yeah. There's going to be a sequel film to the original Mary Poppins film.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And let's see. I'm trying to think if there was. I feel like might have been one other thing, but
I really
I don't know.
hope that. I was gonna say that I really hope that Michael Rooker is in Mary Poppins, maybe as a cameo.
That would be funny.
That would be amazing.
That would be
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh my gosh!
I still have to
Best
see
part
if
of
they have
Guardians
a
of the
good
Galaxy
copy of
V2.
that.
We already have enough conspiracy theories about how Mary Poppins is inside the Doctor Who universe.
Really? That's a thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, obviously her bag is a TARDIS because it's bigger on the inside, and she doesn't seem to age, so she's she's a Time Lord.
Okay, sure.
She does a lot of other interesting things that are kind of difficult to explain in normal life. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting theory.
Go ahead.
Well, it's like the theory too that connects Doctor Who to Harry Potter, because the Harry Potter film that David Tennant's in, and the tents that are bigger on the inside. It's like it's all connected. So like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Mary Poppins, Sherlock, Supernatural. These are all part of the same universe. Just like all the Pixar films are also part of the same.
Oh yeah,
universe.
and isn't there one that that Doctor Who is connected with Star Wars because Bosk wears like the same uniform?
This is true because it was repurposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's that connection to Star Wars. So now we brought in Star Wars to the Super Who Lock Poppins Potter universe.
Can that be our new podcast name?
Super Who Lock Poppins Potter.
Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast be called that on April
Yes.
Fool's Day.
Oh,
God.
that would be good.
Jake can make the
2018.
logo for that.
Yes, that would be funny. So yeah, I think those were really the main notable things that we saw at the D23 preview. If there was something else in it, it must not have been interesting because I forgot about it. Well, no, what they did is they had some other like kind of announcements and stuff. Like they kind of officially announced the cast of Aladdin.
Yeah.
They give us a date for when the Mulan movie was supposed to come out, I think.
Better have Szechuan sauce when it comes out.
Oh, yes, that tie-in if that doesn't happen, someone screwed up.
Yeah.
Because Rick and Morty is popping. Did you see how much that Rick and Morty Comic-Con exclusive was going for on eBay? It was like $3,000.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was like a portal gun or something. And yeah, I don't know how many were made. It probably wasn't a lot. And yeah, they were on eBay for like thousands of dollars.
You know what? I'll get back to Rick and Morty at the end of the show.
That's exciting.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you want to go into Comic-Con now, Chris?
Yeah, let's do Comic-Con. And really the main thing I would be just be talking about was Stranger Things, because the other stuff I haven't really caught up on. But I did see this Stranger Things trailer, and that looks pretty interesting. I like how with it actually being released around Halloween time. I think it's interesting that they're really going with a Halloween theme, kind of like how they were almost like a Christmas theme on the last season. You got like a Halloween theme on this season, which is kind of cool. I think that's a nice touch. I wasn't expecting.
I didn't watch the Stranger Things trailer. I did watch Stranger Things season 1 though. So.
Well, I almost didn't either, but I watched it so I can talk about it here.
You see, I was going to watch it when it first came out, and then I forgot, and then it got real hype, and then I'm like, I guess I should probably watch this.
It got real hype, dude. That means you gotta watch it.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely have to.
I mean, Spider-Man's getting real hype. That means I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool. And I think it's really crazy because Stranger Things is one of the best like TV shows ever.
What's your favorite?
Like,
It had season 2 trailer or whatever it was.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I'm like, how can they possibly even maintain it at the same level that it premiered at? Because it's kind of almost like if Firefly had been given a season 2, you know? So I'm very curious to see, like, can they do it? Like, can they actually have another season that's just as good as the last one or even better? Like, is it possible? But, I mean, it looks pretty good so far from what I've seen of it. It looks pretty good.
Nice. That's the only trailer that you watched?
I think yeah, I watched that one and obviously the one that leaked. So I think those are the two ones that I've only seen that are new to my knowledge.
Well then.
I'm sure I know there's a lot more.
Yes.
And I'm probably gonna, because I'm not like a huge trailer person. Like, obviously, like, I obsess over like the Star Wars trailers because I talk about it on my show.
Right.
And so, like, but outside of Star Wars, like, I don't really care. It's like I'm just excited for like the movies or the TV shows to come out and watch it. I don't really need to always watch the trailers, you know. So I don't go out of my way sometimes to go in and see a trailer for every single like movie, you know, that I might end up seeing.
I try to watch at least like the first 2 trailers. Like, that's what I did for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then I refuse to watch any other ones.
I've seen people who do that. You know, like I mentioned Easy Allies earlier, that website I watch. Some of those people, like, they go after they watch like a trailer or two, they go full media blackout. They don't see anything. They go in without any other thing beforehand. They go in, watch the movie. You know, I mean,
Now,
what I did.
I watched some
what I did with Star Wars: The Force Awakens was that I had my expectations low. You know, a lot of people were disappointed. You're disappointed when you have your expectations way too high. You know.
Yeah.
But I sustained them. I had them low. Like, okay, you know, just got to keep it in check. And I was blown away by The Force Awakens. Just the way each character was introduced. Bam, bam, bam. It was awesome. So
yeah, I tried to have
the same thing with The Last Jedi here.
Yeah, I tried to have like average expectations for, you know, both The Force Awakens and Rogue One, and it was when we were getting up to the point where lots of people started seeing it, like, you know, when there was a premiere and like press screenings and stuff like that, and people were coming out and saying like, oh, this is amazing, and it was like in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was just like, okay, like I can't trick myself into expecting that this movie isn't going to be great because so many people were saying that. And thankfully, you know, I agreed with the people who were posting the reviews, you know, before the public release for both of those films. They were both.
Some people don't. Like, can you believe that Sage doesn't like Rogue One? I think he's just messing with us just to annoy us. I think he's just being a troll.
You know, it's not a 99, it's not 100, it's in the 90s, which, you know, that's the way Rotten Tomatoes work. That's the percentage of people that thought it was a good movie, you know? So, there's it's not actually a rating out of 10. It's like if 100 people are in a room, how many people think it's a good movie? And if it's in the 90s, that means 90 people thought it was in a good movie. So that means there has to be like 5 or 6 people that, you know, didn't think it was a good movie, and there's your Sage right there. So, you know, he's one of those few people. But, you know, there's not a lot of movies. There's only maybe a few that come out a year that are like perfect, that everybody, 100 people, you have to go to like 1,000 people to finally find somebody that doesn't like it. So that's cool. Like, you know, it's not universally liked, and it has problems with it. I don't think it's a perfect movie. There's some. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we've talked extensively on the Star Wars Underworld podcast about what we think are the problems with both The Force Awakens and Rogue One. They're not perfect films. And Last Jedi, I don't expect that to be a perfect film. With The Last Jedi, I'm kind of more like, I almost feel like the pressure is kind of, there's less pressure on The Last Jedi, just because, like, The Empire Strikes Back was so good as a sequel to A New Hope that it's like almost like impossible to expect The Last Jedi to be better than The Force Awakens. Like, and if it is, then that's amazing. But it's like, how can you expect that? Like, how can you think that they're going to actually be able to make a movie better than The Force Awakens? Because that's really difficult. So I'm just going to go in and saying, I hope this is somewhere near as good as The Force Awakens, just in the ballpark. That's what I'm hoping for. And hopefully it is. I think it will be. But I just don't know if it'll be like, one of those instances where the sequels are actually massively better, like with the original 2 Star Wars films in the 77 and 80.
Yeah, I feel like that The Force Awakens played it safe, honestly.
Oh,
yeah, there's rum to improve. There's rum,
Yeah.
but I just it's hard to expect that.
Yeah.
Because one of the
I
issues,
like safe. I like safe a lot. That's my. I like safe.
Well, that's what it was. It was like, let's just do a bunch of Star Warsy things. Like, oh, this planet looks like another planet from Star Wars. Oh, trench run. Like there are all these things that were very similar beats, and as The New Hope, and it worked. It worked. The majority of people liked that film. And and obviously you had a few people who didn't, but you're gonna have that no matter what. I mean, there are people who hated Empire Strikes Back. Go back and look at the reviews of Empire Strikes Back, especially the ones that came out before the mass audience saw it. There were a few people who were like, "Oh, they're just selling toys. There's no real story to this movie. It's pointless. They're just putting it out to sell merchandise and get money." And then when you get to Return of the Jedi, it's like terror. Like, people hated Return of the Jedi. There was a lot of negative things about the Ewoks, and C-3PO was annoying, and
I like
it. Yeah, it's
sorry,
it's
I'm
tough.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm that kind of naive fool that just, that once I love a brand so much, I'll like anything that brand throws at me, because I know I won't be able to create anything better than that. So that's why I was satisfied with, Return of the Jedi, the prequels, and yes, even The Phantom Menace, and why I love Force Awakens, Rogue One. I'll probably love The Last Jedi, even the Han Solo film episode. I love them all, it's just because that's kind of why I've been saying that I love these films, that I love them so much. It's the reason why I've been listening to Channel 1138 for over 4 years, why I've been getting involved in some of these shows over the years, and it's because I'm very passionate about Star Wars, and obviously you guys are too. That's how I know you. I mean, Chris, you're on the Star Wars underworld. You kind of have to be.
Yeah.
Star Wars sucks.
Get out of here, Eric. No more hype factor for you. No.
Okay.
It only sucks on television.
Come back, Eric. Come back.
Well, I mean, Clone Wars is good for the most part.
Yes, now I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Before
I liked it. I liked it. But so what were you saying, Chris? I apologize.
Well, no. I was just going on a tangent about the films and expectations and reviews and haters, and very far from the topic of Comic-Con, which unfortunately I can't discuss much further because, again, I wasn't there. I only saw pictures like you guys did for most of the things.
Trailers from Comic-Con?
No, just the ones we've discussed so far. The Stranger Things one, and then the one that leaked for Infinity War.
Have you seen... so what do you think of the Lego Ninjago movie?
I mean, I saw... what was it? There was a Lego movie that I saw that came out a while ago. It wasn't a full movie. It was like, I think it was Ninjago, and it was like a 20-minute.
Oh, the short. No,
yeah,
there was a short in front of like the storks.
Yeah, I actually saw it at Legoland. They were having like a 4D experience thing where you went in and watched. I don't know if that's the same thing or not.
Okay, no, it's the TV series Ninjago.
Okay, that's probably, I saw, yeah. So I don't know, like, it's not for me, like, I mean, I enjoyed the Lego Batman movie. I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as the Lego movie itself. Like, I thought the Lego movie was brilliant.
Oh.
Like, that's one of the best movies ever. Like, it's a fantastic. I mean, everything is awesome. Like, it's like it's a really, really great movie. And it has like this, the twist is like really cool. Like, they did a great job with that. And I think that Lego Batman is kind of. I think that I've noticed that happens a lot with Lego. Is they're tough. They have a problem following up good things. Like for instance,
I'm worried about the Lego Movie sequel.
Exactly. Like I really like the first Star Wars Lego movie or it was kind of more like an episode or miniseries or whatever. The Padawan Menace.
I have that on Blu-ray. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was great. And that was great, but it's just like every time another one came out that was Star Wars, it was just like worse and worse and worse and worse. And you got the Yoda Chronicles, which at that point I kind of just stopped watching. And then I know that they have the Freemaker Adventures now, which I haven't even seen, and I'm kind of afraid to watch, but I hear that it's okay. Yeah, I hear it's okay.
I only know because the Freemaker characters are in Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens video game.
Oh yeah. So. I feel that way about the games too. Like I feel like the games are getting worse.
What?
Like, yeah,
I think the Lego games have only gotten better over the years.
I think they're too puzzle based. Like they used to be more about just kind of like going around and shooting things, and now they're all about solving these puzzles. And I did there's a level in the Force Awakens game that I did, and it was the demo level. And it's like I couldn't even complete the level in like a half hour, which is like the time I had to play the demo. Yeah, because it's like you had to get. Yeah, it was all about just figuring out how to get out of this room, and it's like there's no even like shooting anything or doing. Like I understand like the rest of the game, there's probably better stages than that, but it's just kind of like it's the reason why I didn't get that game because I just hated the demos. Yeah. So I don't know.
Sinks, dude, it's a really polished Lego game. It looks really good.
It looks good, but just the gameplay is not the type of gameplay that I would want from a Star Wars game. Like
they
it
say
feels.
In that at one point, I just want to point that when Finn is saying about Poe that he's one hell of a pilot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have that in the game, which is pretty funny.
For Lego, yeah.
Disclaimer: I have 100%ed Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
I have not because I forgot that I own that game.
That's crazy. I don't even know if I 100%ed any game ever.
I also 100%ed Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars.
That was better. That was a better game. I mean, my favorite would probably be the Complete Saga one.
Yeah. Same here. I love that game.
That was good. And the original one that I think was based on the prequels was pretty good too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know about the Ninjago thing. Like it's not kind of something I'm into.
I would suggest Chris to watch trailer 2 whenever you get a chance, like of the Lego Ninjago movie, just because.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by it's high budget, it's polished, it's funny, it looks good. Like it tells you what the plot is, and it does it so well, and I love it.
Here's something that's kind of interesting, like comparing, like say the TV Lego stuff and the movie stuff is. The TV stuff and like the games tend to have the characters look like CGI, and it's like they're shaped like Legos, but they don't move like Legos. You know, they're kind of like they're almost like they're rubber or whatever.
Yeah.
And whereas the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie were interesting because it basically they were trying to emulate stop motion, and that's what I thought was really cool about those films is how. Everything that you saw was made out of actual. I mean, it wasn't made out of Legos, but it was made to look like it was made out of actual Legos. So that if you were to say make a fan film, you could make something that looks like that if you had a high enough quality stuff, you know. So out of stop motion. So I'm assuming that the Ninjago movie is like that too, right? Does it emulate that same stop motion style? Like,
yes.
Okay.
And the thing that I love the most about it is that this goes with all 3 of these Lego movies, that they like the look. Like they look worn and they look like actual toys that somebody has played with.
Yes.
I just find it real interesting like that.
Oh, and there's this cool part. Actually, well, I'll just tell you briefly, Chris. They have a live action cat in the trailer.
That's the main villain.
And nothing else. I'm not going to say anything else. Just watch the trailer.
All right. I'm kind of getting into this. Like, because it's like I'm not like bought into like the whole Ninjago universe. Like I think it's kind of like whatever. But because again, I've seen some of the other stuff from it, and I'm just like, whatever. But if they're kind of playing it off kind of more like, say, a Toy Story, where, you know, you have that scene where Andy's dog, I forget his name, comes in and starts going, you know, like that. That's cool.
So, Chris, what do you think of Justice League? Did you see the trailer for that?
I've seen a trailer. I don't think it's the newest one, because I'm assuming there was a new one, right, that came out.
Yeah, there was
on
a new
Saturday.
one for Comic-Con.
Okay, so I haven't seen the Comic-Con one yet, but I saw the original, the first teaser that came out like a month ago or whatever. I don't know. It's one of those movies where I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't really have any expectations for it because it's strange because like most of DC is crap now, but you do have the Wonder Woman movie that was obviously really, really good. So I'm kind of like, okay, what's gonna happen with this? Are we gonna go back to just like the type of DC films like Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad that range from okay to terrible, or are we kind of moving in the direction of more films like Wonder Woman that are just kind of good to great range for films?
I mean, like Joss Whedon's the director of Justice League, you know. So
which is good. Yeah,
so I hope it goes more to good and great, you know.
Yeah, no, he's a good director. He's made a lot of great, obviously, films and TV shows. So I mean, that's a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. But it's just, you know, DC. I don't know. Like DC, I feel like is one of those things where they have had their ups and downs, and I feel like we're still kind of in a down after the past few years because there's just been so many sketchy things. You know, like Batman versus
management and all.
Yeah. So, and like I watched The Killing Joke the other day, finally, after it had been out for a while, and I was just like, like it wasn't
I almost saw that in the theaters until I realized it was really dark. Then I'm just
it was not. It was not. I didn't feel like it fits within the Batman animated universe like the best of the shows did, like the animated series and Batman Beyond. Like I just didn't feel like it was as good as those things. It was kind of more like there was a couple other Batman shows that were in like the 2000s that were kind of sucky, and it was kind of more like that. But I think in general, like it's kind of hard to beat some of the like the 80s and 90s Batman films, especially like the Tim Burton one, and obviously like the Christopher Nolan film.
Mask of the Phantasm.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I haven't seen that one.
But I hear
seen that one either, Jeff?
Isn't that supposed to be one of the better ones?
Yes, that is one of the greatest animated DC.
All right.
It can't be better than Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
That was good. I did see that as a kid, and it was.
I watch all of them, so I would say that one of the best ones is probably Under the Red Hood.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to see Phantasm and Red Hood because I have looked up lists of like top, you know, DC animated films, and they're always towards the top, and so I want to get to them. I just wanted to start with the more recent one just because people were talking about it and such.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Return of the Joker since I was a kid. I should probably watch it again. But I remember as a kid being like, "Dang, it's crazy." Like,
the thing about Killing Joke is that I like the second half because the second half is like real faithful to the comic that I have read before and I do own. The first half is terrible.
Yeah, I could see that. It definitely is kind of almost like two separate stories in a sense. Like, it kind of almost needs to be 2 episodes of like a mini series or something.
Half good mini series.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have kind of like the dumb episode, and then you have the actual like climax.
Right.
But even then, like it was not. I don't know. It just didn't hit me the same way that some of the other great, you know, films have in the past.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you guys about superhero fatigue. And I feel like that that superhero TV shows are becoming more and more fatiguing. Because you know what I realized, Jeff? We were talking about this not a couple minutes ago, maybe like before you came on, Chris. I think there are 5 Marvel shows, not including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, that are coming out within the next 12 months. Okay?
Wow.
Now, I did not know this. There's actually a 6th one that is coming out on Hulu, which is The Runaways. Yeah. So that's another new Marvel show that's coming out. And
I would agree that I think... See, here's the problem. Let me compare 2 things here that are great and phenomenons. And one of them was when Daredevil came out on Netflix. It was at a similar hype level to Stranger Things. I don't think it quite got to the level of Stranger Things because more people are into 80s nostalgia than are into comic book heroes. But within at least the inner circle of people like us who are really who do watch a lot of sci-fi and comic book stuff, it was very, very hyped. Everybody was watching Daredevil. Yes, very hyped.
Chris,
very
feeling the hype tonight.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, it was big, and it was enough to get us all to watch Jessica Jones. And so a good amount of us watched Jessica Jones, and we're like, oh, that was pretty good. Hi, doggy. And then by the time we got around to Daredevil season 2, a lot of people still stuck with it. And so, but I felt like after Daredevil season 2, after Jessica Jones, then when all those other ones started coming out, like Iron Fist and
Luke
the Defenders and Luke Cage and all this stuff, I feel like it just dropped off, because it was splitting off. It was treeing. It's like you start off with one good storyline, but then it just starts branching off into all these different places and almost becoming like a TV version of the cinematic universe in a sense. Right. And I feel like when that happened, that's when the fatigue starts coming in, because I haven't seen all those shows, and I don't even plan to watch all of those shows. It's just too much. I mean, if it was just movies, then maybe, but it's like, how many hours do you have to sit down for to now go through all of those shows that have been produced? It's like days upon days of consecutive watching. It's insane. And I think that compared that to something like Game of Thrones, where Game of Thrones, and I know that they're going to screw this up at some point. It's not going to be good forever. They're going to do it. They're going to mess it up. But right now, it's just been 1 season per year, and everybody comes back and watches it. And then it's over, and they're like, we can't wait for the next year. Next year they come back and they watch it again. And it's just as much a cultural phenomenon now that it was 5 years ago. But then you look at The Walking Dead. What did they do? They kind of kept their show going maybe a little bit too long, and then they also added the Fear the Walking Dead beside it, and that's when it got fatigued. And so I just feel like, you sometimes have too much of a good thing. And it's like Game of Thrones right now is doing it right. Just 1 season per year. It's great. I know, and they have plans in the future to spin off stuff, and then that's when it's gonna go south. But Walking Dead is kind of falling off. They're putting out a little bit too much stuff, in my opinion, and I think they should probably wrap up the main show and take a break for a little bit. I think Marvel is definitely, while they started well, they just went in too far. Just too much stuff.
Oversaturation, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the best video game analogy I can think of is Guitar Hero and Rock Band in the late 2000s. There were way too many of those games released in 2009. And of course, both of those series got shuttered at that time. They kind of came back a couple years ago. Rock Band 4 is still releasing stuff now, but like, it's not at the popularity it was like at 2007, 2008. I'm worried that this will happen where, and with superhero stuff in general, where it will just implode in the next year or two.
Well, it's I don't know if it's ever been bigger than it is now. I mean, it seems like that at any given time you can go to the theater and watch some superhero movie between DC and Marvel and some of the other random ones that come out. So, like, is that always going to be the case? Is it just going to become a genre, just like at any point you could see an action film, at any point you can maybe see a romantic film? Like, are we at that level? And it's possible because it's just obviously there's more fans of superheroes now than there've ever been before, and they're not going to all go away. Like there's still going to be this demand, and I think it's going to continue. I just think that basically what's going to happen is it's going to become something where you can't be a fan of the whole thing. You can only say, I like movies in this genre. And some of my favorite movies are in this genre, and I watch some movies in this genre. Just like say like with the example I used before, like action films. Like there's not a lot of people who are like, I'm a fan of action films. I'm just going to watch just action films, and I'm going to watch every action film that comes out. Like that's not a thing, you know? You just watch some films and say they're good, but not all of them. Same with romance films. There's very few people that watch every single film that's a romance film. And I think that's going to be the case with superheroes. There's not going to be people in 5 years who go and say, I got to watch every superhero movie that comes out. They're only going to watch maybe 4 or 5 a year, whatever is the best reviewed. And maybe they might catch some of them later on when they come out on DVD or whatever. But, it's not going to be like it was, say, the past 6 years or whatever. Like it seems like ever since Iron Man came out, like it's kind of like every time a DC or Marvel movie comes to theaters, you have to watch it. Like I feel like that's been the case, and I don't think that's going to be the case for very much longer. It may not already be.
I'd go further. I would say that the X-Men, Spider-Man, and then the Dark Knight trilogy, or rather, both the Dark Knight and Batman Begins kind of basically made this genre just explode and make it even bigger than it already was. Before that, I guess, really we had maybe Spawn and Superman and Batman in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Yeah, there were some things. Yeah, I think the reason why I didn't mention the Nolan films and the X-Men films was at that point I was not watching them as they were coming out, and I wasn't involved in the media either, so I wasn't talking about them. So there were films that I would eventually caught up to seeing, but it might not have been it might have been a few years later or whatever. And so it wasn't until the Avengers, that I was like, oh, I'm gonna just go see almost all of these films and talk about all of them, and So I think a lot of people were like that, but I agree. Like obviously, like as far as like the overall big picture of the business goes, it definitely started with the X-Men and the Nolan films in the kind of mid 2000s.
So Eric, some gaming news just found this out that Telltale Games' next Guardians of the Galaxy episode will release in August. Did you know this? Eric?
Didn't know that it was in August, but I knew that it was either
August 22nd.
Yeah. Okay. 22nd. Wow. It's
in a month.
Yeah. Jeez.
A little less than that.
Still waiting for the last episode of that.
I think it's the same day as Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Nice. I still need to get the Batman Telltale game.
Still waiting to hear more about the Star Wars game that's being made by the Uncharted people.
Oh, yes, the Visceral Games Star Wars game.
Yeah.
What's your pulse, Chris, on Battlefront 2? What do you think about it now?
I think it's going to be better received because I think they've added a lot of things to it that people wanted to know.
Are you going to get it?
Yes, I'm planning to get it. I'm probably going to be playing it on the PlayStation.
Yes, dude.
Are you going to take your PlayStation from New Hampshire and bring it to California?
That's not going to happen because
Chris,
I'll see. It's possible. It's not impossible. It's unlikely, but I will see what I can do with it because it's a situation.
With you, man.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Eric all the time.
Hopefully, I come into a lot of money between now and then. I can just afford to buy a new one or something. That would be the ideal situation, and then I could be one of those
now. So there's
it's true. It's true. So who knows what'll happen. I mean, I might even become one of those people that play on multiple things. So we'll see.
Oh, you get an Xbox and then play also with me.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, it's hard to see the future is, but
Yeah.
at the very least, I should be able to get the game and play it when I'm back here over holiday break and stuff.
So just to let everyone know, it is the top of the hour right now, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. In 30 minutes from now, you're going to have your 11:38 nightly news with Zach and McMahon. They're going to kick some ass. I love it. And then Eric and I will be on Fandom Fraternity.
Crap.
On the right? What?
Yeah. No. Okay. So apparently, Thunder's starting. I don't think anyone heard that, but.
Actual
I
thunder.
did not hear that.
Actual thunder, yeah.
I'm hoping I experienced that here because there actually aren't thunderstorms in California, really. So I haven't seen one since the one that almost killed me.
It's like a myth at this point, with you, isn't it?
But anyways, we're gonna start to wind things down a little bit here. We're not yet. We have some time. Don't worry.
You can open the trap door on me. That's fine.
It's a trap. But. This thing that I'm curious what you're interested about, how much you're interested in this, Chris. What do you think of Thor Ragnarok?
The last Thor movie was okay, not amazing. So I'm sure it's. I don't know. I will definitely watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it in the theaters or not. It's one of those things where I might not get to it right away. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it eventually. I mean, I want to watch all. Obviously, I'm like because they are so cohesive with each other. I do have an incentive to continue to watch every film that has Avengers characters in it. But I'm not like super hyped for it because it's like it's like the Marvel isn't like my number one thing. It's like my number 10 thing.
Wow.
I'm hyped for Blade Runner 2049. I'm excited for that. Don't tell anyone, but I'm actually kind of probably more excited for the My Little Pony movie than I am for Thor.
Just want to let you know, Chris, we are not at the hype factor yet. Just to let you know.
Yeah. So, well, that's. I'm just giving you, hypes.
Of course.
I'll give the Thor movie 2.5 hypes out of 5 hypes. That's a way to pre-rate movies
That's what
now.
We should start doing.
Trademark it. Pre-rate movies with hypes, and then see if your hypes match the stars afterwards.
You gotta get I'm gonna do that at band camp. Just say, okay, this marching fundamental, I'd say that's a 3.5 hypes out of 5 hypes. I think that's my rating on the forward marching technique.
Yes.
Let's see, backwards marching. Ooh, I don't like that as much. That's a 1 hype out of 5. Okay.
That's a 1 hype. That's a negative 5 hypes out of 5.
You might run into something.
Oh man. So Eric, what was that? What was that dog in the background earlier, dude?
My dog. We hear it every so often. It has. It's probably had the most guest appearances on Backyard Watch.
Oh man, we gotta credit him on the YouTube description.
Yeah.
Eric's dog.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Oh yeah.
But I'll let you guys continue the show. I think I should go back to spending time with my family. So.
Well,
okay. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
So we can confirm that was Chris's hype factor, correct?
Yes.
My Little Pony the movie.
Yes. 5 hypes out of 5.
5 hypes out of 5. Wow, more thunder.
Thanks for being on the show, Chris, being our jolly guest today. It was super awesome to have you, and thanks for. I know you're busy, you have a lot of stuff going on, so thanks for spending some time with us today.
Yeah, super fun. Super fun. I will be back as soon as I can, for sure.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, bye, guys.
Wow, Eric, super jolly vibes today.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it, man. The hype. There's great things going on in the future.
Yes.
Eric?
Yes.
Wicker dog being hyped in the background. So, is there anything else to talk about from San Diego Comic-Con before we move on?
Well, I want to talk about the the rain that is pouring down outside.
Ooh, that's big news indeed.
It's a lot. You want? Wait, hold up. Hold up. Let's see if this works. I'll be back in a second.
Oh boy. I mean, the suspense is real, everybody. Who knows?
Can we hear that? Jeff, can you hear that? Hold up. Let's bring the mic a little bit closer. Never thought that I would be recording rain for a podcast.
I've always wondered when Chris Sequel initially created Backyard Watch over 3 years ago, that whether he anticipated us broadcasting live rain.
I mean, he broadcasted live
Crickets.
Live crickets, yeah. Here, wait, let's turn off the game.
Spend like 15 more seconds listening to the rain. Hashtag rain
Oh,
watch.
I was going to shut my window real quick. You know, I'm a little scared now, just in case the power goes out.
Oh dear. Yeah, you're the one hosting
knock
it,
on
not
wood.
me.
Knock on wood. It doesn't happen normally. So.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Well, before anything too bad comes, do you have anything else going on about Comic-Con?
No. Comic-Con was this year, I guess. I wasn't really paying attention until like the last couple days.
Well,
yep.
So that was our topic for today, San Diego Comic-Con, but we're not done yet. We have this one great segment going on. Chris Sequels should be jealous that he's not listening to this great segment. It is hallowed by all those in the Backyard Watch world. It is the epitome of jolliness, enthusiasm, and passion. It rivals #BarbecueWatch on IPC, and it rivals whatever the hell Fandom Fraternity has. Do you remember the name of that? I forgot. They have something at the end.
Yeah. Basically, their scores.
Oh yeah, but this is what Backyard Watch Podcast is all about. This is the hype factor. Hype. Hype. Okay, it's the hype factor. So this is the hype factor where we talk about what we are the most excited about. You know, last week at D23, we had a lot to be hyped about. There were a lot of things going on, Kingdom Hearts, Star Wars, and a lot of great things going on. 2017 is a great year to be the passionate geek. So, after San Diego Comic-Con, a lot of cool things were announced there. So Eric Wall Jr., what are you hyped about?
I don't know. I'm playing. No, I know.
Okay.
Rick and Morty season 3 premieres this weekend.
That's a Comedy Central show, right?
No. Cartoon Network / Adult Swim.
So for those of you listening, there might be a new listener. Listen to Backyard Watch. You never know. Who listen to this, whether it's live on Mixler or on the YouTube archive, and he or she might not know what Rick and Morty is. So could you explain what it is, Eric?
Rick and Morty. Rick is is an old guy who is also a scientist, and Morty is his teenage grandson.
Ooh.
And they get into a bunch of wacky adventures.
Sounds like Back to the Future.
The show started as a Back to the Future parody.
Oh no.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's it.
So okay, because they announced the new stuff at Comic-Con, correct?
I mean, they didn't really announce anything new. We already knew that they were having season 3 premiere this weekend rather.
Okay, cool. So I am Jeff, what my hype factor is, I've recently engaged in a changing of mindset. Where you know how you start off a day, and you think of something new going on, that something's coming. It's like the storm is coming. Like you've had a mental transition that you feel different. Mm-hmm. And I had that today, as a matter of fact, when I went to class today. And I think it's because it's like a transition. I'm transitioning away from the summer activities that I'm doing, and I'm starting to think more about all the stuff I'm doing in the fall. Granted, I have a 2 or 3 weeks before all this stuff, this all the fall stuff happens for me with college and band and whatnot. But I had a recent changing of mindset, and with that said, my hype factor this week is Avengers Infinity War. That is my hype factor, and it's people think, oh, it's a culmination of everything that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done. But I think while it will be that in a partial manner, it will also be something new. It'll be the declaration of a new era in Marvel. I don't know what that means. They might, maybe, who knows, maybe in the future, after that they'll cut back on movies, or they'll have they'll show more of the new Avengers that was hinted at in Age of Ultron. But I am curious to see what they're going to do with Thanos and how he will be as a villain. We've been teased for 5 years about Thanos, and just I am so hyped to see what's going to happen. You see all these Avengers culminating together. They're going to fight Thanos. It's going to be super awesome. Bring the hype. And also hype band camp, that's coming up soon. I love marching band. But yeah, a lot of jolly things going on. So Eric, so this is the first, this isn't the only thing that's on Channel M38. Now, if you're listening live on Mixlr, it would be Monday, July 24th. There are a couple other podcasts going on tonight that may or may not have our involvement. Eric, could you, I call you Chris. Eric, could you explain what's going on tonight on Channel M38 on Monday?
All right, we have at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be in a couple minutes now. We have the Channel 1138 news. And then later on tonight...
I know that the news is hosted by Zach Arnold and... I forgot his name. I think his
Mondo,
name's
right?
Johnny, but everyone calls him McMahon.
Oh, I thought that was Mondo that was going to host tonight.
Oh, someone from the Wasteland.
Wrong.
They're jolly people. They're cool guys. They'll be hosting the nightly news, talking about all the geeky news. We touched upon some of it earlier in this show, but hear more, listen to the nightly news, which is on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Channel 38 Mixlr live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. It's on at a consistent time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you know when the news is. I think that's so convenient. I listen to them a lot, and it's some good stuff. I've hosted a couple of them, and it's super jolly vibes, talking about geeky stuff. I love it. And Eric, there's another podcast going on tonight. What is that?
Yes. Jeff and I will be guest hosting, I guess you could say, for the second week in a row of Fandom Fraternity. And
it's the second episode. Last week was the first episode, believe it or not.
Yep. And we've already been, or rather, we will already be on 2 episodes. So,
2 out of 2. Two hypes out of 2 hypes.
Yeah. And then that premieres that goes live at 10, right?
Yes, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, live on Channel M38. And that'll be on every Monday. So if you're listening to the archive and you're like, "What? That's not on tonight." Well, it'll be on every single Monday. So just keep looking out for it. I hope Eric and I will be on in the future. Super jolly vibes. And there's other shows going on throughout the entire week on Channel 1138. That's great live programming going on. You got the Hyperspace Entertainment, which is hosted by Sage and McMahon, people who we've mentioned throughout the podcast, and they're super jolly people. And they'll be hosting their show live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, talking about all the great news going on, geeky stuff, and they have some unique things of their own, super jolly stuff. Wednesday night, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, you got the news, of course. I think I'm going to be a co-host again. If I'm a co-host this Wednesday, July 26th, that will be the third straight Wednesday that I have hosted. I hope to get Ben Hart to host with me again. Super, super jolly vibes. And then Star Wars Wastelands will be on. I was a guest host on a previous episode, which I believe was July 20th, if I'm getting my dates correct. I don't think that's correct. July 19th that I was on Star Wars Wastelands. And we got Eric, we got a big old trivia match coming up August 2nd on Wastelands that Wednesday. Oh, man, you should have seen Eric and I when we were doing trivia last week. We were sweating. I remember talking to Eric afterwards. He's like, "Man, I was sweating really hard." I'm like, "Yeah, me too." I mean, how did you feel doing Wastelands trivia, Eric?
I'll be honest right now. I've listened very little to Wastelands, so I did not know what I was getting myself into. And yeah, it was a really fun time, really fun people to talk to.
Yes.
And then right after that, we were on the Sagecast.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I wonder if Sage is going to upload any of that. He should. There was a gold mine there. We were doing some jolly games. Like I think we did apples and oranges or something like that. We did some jolly game, some good trivia, some lighthearted fun. Not the hardcore sweating, like where we're sweating and freaking out. Like no. Super jolly vibes, lighthearted, just a feel good time. And yeah, I had a lot of fun on the Sagecast. I was watching a golf tournament, the Open Championship, which began around that time. But that's not it. There's other shows going on Thursday, every single Thursday. So this one, we got the Wayward Roadhouse podcast. Some of the Wastelands guys host that. Super jolly time talking about some geeky stuff. And then you have the Epitome of Channel 1138, the Star Wars Underworld podcast, going on the longest on this channel. Super jolly. Chris Seco, our previous guest on this show, he hosts the Underworld podcast. You get your latest Star Wars news from there. Super jolly vibes. And then on some Thursdays, Chris comes around late Thursday night and does 11:38 Late Night Cantina. He hasn't done it in a while, though. I hope he does it again. It feels like the old Backyard Watch. I love it. And then Friday night, as I mentioned earlier, you got the news. And then right after the news is the IPC podcast, 10 p.m. Eastern, every single Friday. Zach Arnold and Ben Hart host that. Super jolly vibes. And then Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, or whenever Rory is available, Rory Williamson will be hosting the Everything Geek podcast on Channel 1138. Super jolly interviews, super jolly vibes, lots of fun geekiness, Star Wars, Batman, geekiness, Marvel, DC. I love it.
Bananas.
So yeah, this is Channel 1138. Thank you for listening to the Backyard Watch podcast. Whether you're listening live right now on Mixlr and Channel 1138, or so you can listen live to our show. We air this live every single Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and it's super jolly vibes. You can hear Eric rant on how bad Skype is. Although you can also hear all this stuff on YouTube, on the Channel 1138 YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube. We post stuff on there. Pretty cool. I did say last week we were going to post the D23 episode, but we were unable to post that due to technical difficulties, so we apologize for that. But I promise you that Eric and I will work our asses off to get this episode so that you are listening to us on YouTube. And yeah, if you go to Channel 1138 YouTube, you go to the playlists, all of our most of our episodes are on there. The first 6 episodes of the Backyard Watch podcast is all on there for view, and it's super fun. We had a lot of great guests in the past. Want to hear more of Chris Seco on with us? He's been on a couple other episodes like the Tower of Terror and Guardians of the Galaxy, and we've had some unique subjects. We even talked about Alien. We talked about D23, San Diego Comic-Con, and yeah, this is the Backyard Watch Podcast. So thank you for listening. We didn't give Chris time to say his little plug because he had to go so soon, but I'll do it for him. So, as I mentioned earlier, Star Wars Underworld Podcast is a podcast that Chris hosts, believe it or not. It is on every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on channel 1138. And they're also on iTunes as well, so you can hear their old archives. And the podcast has been around for a long time, many years. You can listen to it on there. And Chris is also a host at, see if I get this right, KPKF, Geek Radio. Did I get that right?
Yes.
I think I got that right.
KF? Or I thought it was KPFK.
Oh, dear.
Who cares?
The subtitle is Geek Radio. It's a geek radio station in the Los Angeles metropolitan area, and I believe it's an FM radio station. They have a myriad of subjects, but Chris does some stuff for their geek programming, and it's super jolly vibes. And yeah, Chris is also a writer at StarWarsUnderworld.com, so please visit there. They post a lot of Star Wars news, and I love the people who work there. Super jolly vibes. And so yeah, Eric, is there anywhere else people may find you? I mean, I know you've made some podcast appearances with me in the past.
Yeah, we were on the Fandom Fraternity, Sagecast, and Wastelands last week. Like we said, I was supposed to be on IPC, which is a very jolly time all the time. I really wish I was able to go over there to be in the Skype call, but yeah, unforeseen circumstances inhibited me.
It's all right. I am confident, Eric, that you will be on IPC in the future.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll make sure to see Spider-Man: Homecoming as soon as possible.
Because I already have 2 people that would like to guest for that episode.
So,
which I'll tell you off air.
Okay. and so thank you everyone for listening to Backyard Watch Podcast. We will be back next Monday live on channel 1138. So every Monday night you hear the Backyard Watch Podcast on channel 1138 Mixler. Every Thursday, and you'll get our archives, new archives on the channel 1138 YouTube. This is Backyard Watch. Thank you. For Eric Wall, for our guest Chris Sequel, for our guest Eric's dog, and for hashtag Rainwatch in the background. For my co-host Eric Wall Jr. I am Jeffrey White. Thank you. Good night. Love and respect. Hit the music or whatever.
Well, we forgot to plug all of our social media.
Dang it! I forgot about that. Oh man.
Okay, so you can follow us on Facebook, which is Backyard Watch, Twitter and Instagram, BYW Pod. You can email us at backyardwatch at gmail.com. And you can listen to our show archive, like Jeff has said, I think 5 times in the past. 5 times. 5 times in the past, maybe hour, that our
2.5
show
hours.
archive. 2.5 hours. That one, yes. You can listen to our show archive from now on the Channel 1138 YouTube page. Not a lot of people actually post on the Channel 1138 YouTube page, so doing this is a really good thing because then we get more content, more viewers, more people to listen to us either live or on the show archive. That's it. Now we can play the music.
Love and respect.
There's no music, so good night, everyone.